we began to, oh, it would have been about 1990, I got an invitation from the local Christian Reformed pastor, who was a friend of mine, invited me to his office to a prayer meeting with several other pastors who he had invited. And actually, there was an African, I haven't brought this up before, but there was an African named Eric Amagato who came to Boulder. Said God sent him to Boulder, and what he was supposed to do was get the pastors together to pray. And by golly, that happened. So we started to meet with Eric in the Christian Reformed pastor's office and began to pray for the city. And everyone recognized Boulder. If there is a postmodern city out there, Boulder, Colorado is that. It's hardly the Bible Belt or the sort of city that you would identify as being a hotbed of evangelicalism. So knowing it was a hard mission field, we wanted to pray for our city. Some people from a foundation came along who were Christians, and they wanted to support the ministry. So they began to sponsor a monthly luncheon to which we invited various city officials, and it was there where I began to, I suppose, enter into what has emerged as my vocation, and that's being a chaplain or a pastor to officials in positions of authority in my city. Gotten to know a good many of them. I've been privileged to function as a chaplain or a pastor with a number of these people, and I've been privileged to bring the power of the gospel of Jesus Christ to a very postmodern city. The remarkable thing is how much openness there has been to that on the part of individuals. I've learned that one of the things that's true, I think, increasingly in America is everybody needs a scapegoat when things are not going well. And I think increasingly in the postmodern world, prosperous postmodern world, it's the people at the top. I am, after all, further down the line. That means I'm a victim of some sort, and it must be somebody's fault, and it's more often than not the person at the top. So those people, my own personal discovery, having been a pastor in Boulder for more than 20 years, pastored a church, I would say as a rule of thumb, and that's what it's a rule of thumb. This is not a trigonometric equation, but what I've discovered in my city is that the three places that are the most open to the gospel are the jail, the hospital. I was a hospital chaplain for a long time, and City Hall. Or if not City Hall, people in positions of high authority, which seems to kind of turn things, that part of it seems to turn things. We're used to people at the bottom being open, but what I've experienced in my situation is just people at the top, because they are the ones who are more likely to be scapegoated than other people.